Welcome into the Film Guy Network. It's football season, which means I've got a film study for you. What's up? You really like that? Let's shut up and grind some tape. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome into the Film Guy Network on a fabulous Tuesday morning here inside the studio, bright and early, a little earlier than we normally record inside the stew because we got some big-time stuff here for you guys today, that being offensive line evaluations for the 2026 NFL Draft. Now, what I'm not fitting to do, Jonathan, is sit here and break down like 17 guys, all right? What I am about to do for you guys is break down my favorite three. Now, I am willing and open to answering questions in the comments about, hey, why is my guy not up here? Or, hey, my pro team is set to draft so-and-so. What do you think about this guy? I've watched them all. I have opinions about them all. I'm fitting to love up on three of them that I think are the best, okay? Francis Mauigoa, the offensive tackle from Miami, is my OT1, all right, by a considerable margin. We'll go through our scoring metrics today as well. Monroe Freeling is my OT2. And then close third, I think 2 and 3 are a lot closer than I thought they might be, is Max Iheanachor. Is that how we're going to pronounce that? Iheanachor, will you look that up for me? From Arizona State. Woo! Love that kid's tape as well. Excited to do this with you guys today. As most of you know, I am a fanatic about offensive line play. It's what I played in college. It's what I'm most comfortable with regards to evaluations. Most of you begged me to coach. If I ever did, this is probably where I would start with this offensive line room. And I think we got three damn good ones up here at the top. I don't know how to quantify how great I think Francis Mauigoa is because this is my first year I've actually done physical raw data metrics on these guys, and given they're not, true metrics, they're opinion-based metrics, but like putting numbers to paper. And that's for historical data, right? I have Francis ranked at 4.81. You'll find out what that means. I want to know where Francis ranks 5 years from now regards to or with relevance to other tackles in other drafts, because I think this guy is very, very special. I think he's going to be an all-pro for quite some time. Excited to do this with you guys today. We do have a couple of rules around here if you're new to the network. First of all, I'm Brooks Austin, more commonly known as the Film Guy, and here are the rules. If you want anything about the game of football today, you must subscribe. If you want anything about your favorite football team today, you must subscribe. If you have any fun at all today, you must subscribe. Let's shut up and let's grind the tape. Alrighty, so as content creators, we are always just preying on the algorithm, right? We just throw things up into the ether and we hope it goes viral. We hope a bunch of people grab it. The best way to help that out is to hit that thumbs up button today, and make sure you're telling your friends about this place of football. All right, we're going to start with Francis versus Ohio State. On my big board over here, Jonathan, I don't know if people can see this. It says, don't watch their best, watch them versus the best. You see that? Don't watch their best, watch them versus the best. Sometimes when I do these evaluations, I go straight to the box score and I'm like, ooh, so-and-so had 5 sacks today. Let's go watch it. We're playing a slappy that ain't never going to play NFL football. Why don't we watch so-and-so versus somebody we know we're going to play on Sunday? I know everybody in these playoff rounds moving forward is a good football team. So we're going to watch a lot of this if we continue this NFL draft prep. You're going to see most of my evaluations came off big-time, high-end football games where I know there's a dude on the other side of the ball. I think that's a pretty smart way to do this. So we're going to start with Ohio State. We know how good that football program is. We know how good this line of scrimmage play normally is for this football team. All right, here he is over here at right tackle. He's going to stay there now. I think the right tackle position has become way, way more valuable, and I think that's all because of Lane Johnson. If we just have a freak over there, I don't know. We got to have 2 good ones. For the history of football, though, if we had one great one, he always played left tackle. I'm seeing a trend where that's not necessarily connected anymore, okay? All right, my notes say right here, textbook second level. What do we want to do on that second level, Jonathan? What do we want to do?
Step on their toes.
We'll step on their toes and what? Put them in our parking spot, right? I always had an offensive line coach, shout out to Coach Bullock, used to say, hey, we have 2 white stripes attached to our hips. Those are our parking spots. And as big, wide-ass offensive linemen, our parking spot's a little wider than everybody else's, right? So we're going to go step up on them toes, good wide base, put them in our parking spot, shock, throw the hands, stay attached. Boom. There's the shock, there's the hands, and we're going to drive out and stay attached. That's a good rep on a really, really good football player who's going to be a first-round draft pick in Sonny Styles as well, okay? So other reason why we're watching this one, because we're going to see some dudes that they're approaching on the second level. This is what it looks like from a footwork standpoint of, quote, putting somebody in your parking spot. Boom, go step on those toes, wham, right there. Look at our hat placement too, Jonathan. Where are we at? We're screws under that chin, aren't we? I don't know if y'all saw that, but we're going to smack that and jack that up, right? We're going to get up underneath that chin. We're going to get our screws up on his chin strap. That's a damn good rep, okay? Good job by Sonny holding ground late and shedding late, but we won the rep, buddy. If we hit that hole clean, we're going to run right past that linebacker because we went and consumed him. We put him in our pocket spot, swallowed him up, okay? Looking for work at all times is what my notes say right here. All right, this is what really, really smart teams started doing to him. I watched 3 games of all these guys, right? So you start to see how guys are attacking him, start to see how guys are, in this case, avoiding him. About midway through the second quarter, the smart ones like Ohio State did it very early on. It just stopped wasting rushers on this kid. There's no point in rushing a 4th guy over Francis. We might as well drop him and rush a 4th from the left side. There's just no point in trying. We're going to burn a rusher, so we might as well put somebody into a hook curl zone. Does that make sense? And this is a lot what you saw from him. So he got very, very accustomed to doing what we call looking for work. Go get you a piece of rib right there. That's good stuff. We solidify that edge right there for our quarterback, who, by the way, loves to stay inside here, right? This number 11, this Carson Beck, wants to do all of his work from inside that pocket. Let's solidify that thing. Let's tighten that pocket up for him. Boom. Good job going and getting some work right there. I just want to show you that because, again, the more and more you watch this kid, the more you realize, hey, man, it's not going in college right now for rushers getting home on him. I think we allow 1 sack in the 3 games that I watch, and it happens in a really bad time in a national championship game, okay? No plays off, all right? And I love that about him. One of the scoring metrics we got is finish, right? You're going to see this guy finishing, all right? This is so easy. And I'm not going to show you one of the guys I'd absolutely There's a do not draft in this offensive tackle class because of reps like this. It's called a backside hinge. I believe they're pulling his guard. Yes, they are. See him pulling their guard right behind him, Jonathan? So his job is to squeeze B gap, right? I want you to pinch down into B gap. I want you to squeeze it, make sure our center gets back to that 3 technique, all right? So pinch down on that 3 technique, give good inside hand body presence, and then I want you to hinge back on the defensive end. Now, how many offensive linemen, Jonathan, have you watched on this network the moment that defensive end wants to pursue the ball carrier, to rep over? You know what I mean? Hey, he went topside, I did my job. Bullshit. Your job is to make sure we score on every given play if we have an opportunity to do so. And the way to do that is to play with really, really high effort. So, boom, that 3 twitches. You know what I mean? We're going to make that guy tire himself out running completely around us, all right? He looks already 4 snaps into this game. He's like, damn, this kid's going to block me to the echo of the whistle. You're dang right. You're dang right. That's what it's about, okay? Showing some more right here. Showing a bit of finish right here in this rep, okay? I think finish at the offensive line position and just willingness to strain is really, really important to me. You know what I mean? Just keep working, dude. Don't just be satisfied because we won the rep. Dominate the rep. You know what I mean? He's trying to put this guy on the ground towards the end of the rep. I like that, okay? You won't hear me breaking down much of his fundamentals, Jonathan, because we're about as technically sound as we can humanly possibly be, all right? We got lightning in our feet, by the way. He's 345, okay? He is the thickest and roundest of tackles that we have, and I think he's got the best feet. I mean, they are at all times. They do not stick in the ground. See how we get that outside hand on him first, Jonathan? I was talking to a young offensive lineman on my football pilgrimage, and here's how I described it. Every time we flash hands and pop that chest plate of a defensive lineman, buddy, we freak him the hell out. He immediately, all these guys come to these pass rushing reps with like intentions of what their plan is. The moment we touch and flash hands on that chest plate, it completely resets their timing. Now they plan to overhand swipe, dip, and rip. Well, now I stabbed him in the chest. Now he's like, oh shit, I got to get the hands off me. Then he restarts his rep. Well, I restarted his rep 1.5 kicks into the slide. Who's going to win the rep? I am. Do you see what I'm saying? So getting our hands on and keeping them on is really, really important, right? Getting our hands to the right place is the most important thing. Boom, get them onto that outside pec, and then we win the rep, go finish. Keep them on for our quarterback. What did I say here? Oh, this is so casual. There are reps in this film study where, especially towards the end of the A&M game, but we get disinterested. We're like bored. We're out here just like, taking reps in a vacuum because we know we can win. I think it's a bad stunt by Ohio State. I don't think this is executed very well. Watch how casually we slide this one off. We're going to talk today about bull awareness, okay? Being aware when a bull rush is happening to us. All right, we're going to see Francis right here, Jonathan. See, as soon as he's in our chest right now, right? The next movement we're going to have as a great aware football player of a bull happening to us is both feet to come out of the ground, both feet to go back into it, and now we stop that momentum, okay? Bad offensive linemen are going to start getting walked, and then they're going to realize, oh no, the bull, and then they're going to hop. It's too late. You've already been walked into the quarterback. You need to hop as soon as that bull starts to happen. Got to get back up underneath his hips, and we got to win the rep. He's got a great offhand jab. I think this outside hand, independent hand fighting is something that is very, very important nowadays. I'd say the last 10 years of college and professional football, we've started to teach these tackles to flash hands independently. Boom. See that outside stab? He's screwed. All right. This defensive end, I think it's Caden Curry. He's a 10-sack guy. He is trying to work his pass rush move right now. It's reset immediately. The snap just began now because I flashed my hands on his chest. Now we're going to reset him. Boom. Get him again. He's done. He ain't never getting to the cue. Okay? Unless we run the cue into him. See how the feet are never stuck, Jonathan? Them things are constantly moving. Pop, 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 pop. I think good things happen when you play hard. I know that's a hot take, but I think good things to you happen, or good things happen to you when you play hard all the time, okay? This is an example of this, all right? Keep running, keep running, keep running, keep running. The ball carrier bounced back, didn't he? All right, you know why? Because we didn't shut our feet off. We didn't stop the rep. We finally get up, we get up. Now, did we gear down just a tad bit here? Yes, we did. Right about here, I'd say the play seems to be over for us, but Mark Fletcher just ran through a first-round linebacker's face. All right, so now we got to keep playing. Boom, keep playing. Something good's going to happen to you. By the way, this kid ain't got no business being back in college football. I mean, every time, this kid right here ain't got no business being in college football anymore. All right? This is too damn good. This is draft eligible good. Like, running back 2, probably in this year's draft class good. But, probably getting $1 million at Miami, so it is what it is. Dude, that's Sonny Styles, guys. That's Sonny Styles about to get flat ran through. Boom. About 6'2 and a half, about 235 on that back. Okay, every bit of it. Ooh, look at him sink his hips on this rep. I love this rep. Watch him over there, right tackle. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. That's what it looks like. I say all the time on this network, when we approach contact as an offensive lineman, it better look like we're prepared to catch 315 on the front squat. You know what I mean? For you guys who lift. I don't have camera 1 anymore. When we catch a front squat, we don't want to be chest over toes, right? We don't want to be lean back on our heels. We want to be nice and powerful, ready to catch that thing right with good spine angle so it goes down and then right back up. Same thing when we approach contact as an offensive lineman. I want to look like I'm ready to catch that barbell right on my shoulder column, okay? But instead of my hands being here, where are my hands? They're here because I'm about to strike, right? That's the good body position we want to be in. Back in the 90s, right, we used to teach flat backs, and you see all guys coming off the ball like that. Bullshit. We don't do that no more, all right? We want to catch him like this. We want to have our face up. We want to be in his chest, right? And we want to roll our hips as the play happens like that right there. You see him engaging, pardon my language, see, you can literally see him engaging his cheeks. You can see his hips and his butt roll in. We engage our backside, and we move him against his will on counter right there. That's a damn good rep. I know the ball got spit out here on an RPO, but we're still showing that good bend and that good angle that he's catching contact with, okay? Note right here just says smooth mover, okay? Smooth mover right here. Good rip up. Just casually getting to the safety. We look like we're almost jogging, don't we? All right. My stepdad, Mike McKinney, we watched Ichiro play baseball one day, Jonathan. And I was like, Mike, he sure does look like he's jogging. He doesn't look like he is very fast. And my stepdad was like, oh, what you don't understand is smoothness, right? The smooth is fast, fast is smooth. That's the way that works. Casually getting up to that safety. Just a decent quality mover. All right, this one says move well, but pick one and kill one. We're moving well, pick one and kill one. I feel like we're receiving contact here on the second level. We are a wrap player right here, Jonathan, on counter. Okay, 73 is pulling and kicking. We are pulling and wrapping. When we're pulling and wrapping, do we know who we're looking for? First inside linebacker in the box, okay? First inside linebacker in the box. That is our landmark. So pre-snap, I'm probably thinking it's going to be 26 scraping over the top. That's who I'm envisioning is probably going to be there. Nonetheless, when we get to the hole, accelerate our feet and run through contact. That's the point, all right? That's the coaching point right here for 61. So boom, we pull around. Hey, looky there. He's still left over. He's hanging over, isn't he? Let's go finish strong. Let's go run through his face, all right? Don't be receptive to this contact. Go finish through. Now, here's what's happening, and here's why the notes say pick one and kill one. When we arrive over here, Jonathan, we see the overhang of the linebacker, but we also see our responsibility now, the safety who's a free hat. We actually have a down block working to the linebacker. 70 should be on the front side shoulder of this linebacker, walling him off. We are the second wall player here to create a gap this way. We're supposed to be creased, back spit on the safety. Do we see that? That is the design of the play. But we're indecisive here. See how our eyes were on the linebacker? Now our eyes have flashed left to the safety. Hey, pick one, kill one. You know what I mean? Clean it up or go do your responsibility. I think he tries to do two jobs right now instead of just doing one. But in my opinion, this is on 70. 70, you're concerned, a little too buried on that down lineman. We got to get up to that linebacker and get square. Okay, so he's not scraping over the top of us. So another one of these just magical teach reps of what it looks like to, quote, step on the toes. All right, when we're working on second level defenders, we got to go put that guy in our parking spot, go step on his toes, boom, and crease him out. All right. What did my notes say? Love the strap up. What does he do here? What did I like at the end? Oh, that right there. I love, we just ran the ball for 7 yards, okay? I just created the crease for us to run the ball for 7 yards in the red zone. We're about to score. You know whose sideline he's looking at?
Ohio State.
That would be the Ohio State sideline, okay? He is looking at the Ohio State sideline, hits him with a helmet strap, like, I'm ready for this shit. You know what I mean? I like it. We're going to show you one from Monroe Freeling later that I think is just like hanging on the wall. Like it is the perfect epitome of offensive lineman's way to talk shit. That's the offensive lineman's way to talk shit. If you got enough energy to be a high-mouth yap guy, you ain't playing hard enough on the offensive line, in my opinion. Okay? All right, now this is really, really nerdy. All right, but I love how his post foot, this left foot, all right, our outside foot's our kick foot on the offensive line world. Our inside foot is our post foot. Our post foot better stay down. That's why it's called a post. All right, we better keep it glued and nailed to the ground. All right, but watch how 61 does it. I love this. He is a heel-to-toe kick slider, Jonathan. All right, we're going to land on that toe. We're going to push to that heel. We're going to land on that toe. We're going to push to that heel. We're going to land on that toe. We're going to push to that heel. All right, reason being, we're constantly in a state of power, no matter when it is. He's not a toe dragger. He's a heel-to-toe kick slider. All right, say very kin to Lane Johnson. I think if you watched it close enough, who was buddy that played for the Browns for 9,000 years? Joe Thomas. Yes. Joe Thomas is a heel-to-toe kick slider. All right, boom, heel-to-toe, heel-to-toe, toe to. It's actually toe to heel, toe to heel, toe to heel. Boom, here comes the bull rush. Sink it down. He's a floater in his kick slides. It's effortless. Strike. Good inside body lean at all times. Get that outside hand to that outside pec, and then let's squat it down. Great rep. This note just says, hell yeah, on the double team. I think if I could figure out a way to get 61 and 73 on the same team, maybe a first and third round pick right here, I'd be in heaven. I think these two are violent, mean football players. I think they love playing next to one another. I think they love comboing with one another. Now, what am I going to say right here, Jonathan? On this combination block, what are we not doing right? We're not hip to hip. Our hips should be tied together. All right. I saw a delightful offensive line drill where we're working combos, and the offensive line coach was standing behind with like a shield and sticking it in between their hips and making them do the rep with the bag tied to their hips. Because if our hips together, they can't split us, right? But if our hips get split, we can get split. Boom. Love the physicality on the second level. Great movement there, though. I felt like he became bored with a 10-sack Big Ten guy pretty quickly. I think Caden Curry's going to play in the NFL, don't you, Jonathan? Mm-hmm. I don't know if he's ever going to be like a premier rusher, but he is an NFL player, okay? He is a high-end college rusher, and we got relatively bored with this one pretty quickly. I mean, we just let our feet die and just squat on that. Do you see that, Jonathan? Mm-hmm. That is to no avail on us. Thought he might dump this guy. Who is this? Rushing him right here. Oh, never mind. Yeah, I thought he was going, like, you got him right now, bub. Run your feet and go to finish. Now, I understand we don't want to get a hold. We already won the rep. The ball's out. We're pursuing the football. But, whew, man, you got an opportunity to go dump a kid. Let's go dump a kid. Because isn't this, no, this is 95, not 98. 98 is Caden McDonald, the first-round draft pick, or projected first-round draft pick. But we got this dude. Run them feet and go bury that dude. Ball's out there. Let's not get a hold. I really do think, Jonathan, he almost has like spidey senses at the position. I think he's a really, really natural offensive lineman. He understands. One of my notes says he understands every concept that they run, and more importantly, understands what the action behind him is going to do to the defender that's in front of him. Does that make sense? If I know where the play's going, offensive football, if I know where the play's going and where it's designed to go, I ultimately should be able to predict kind of where you're going to move and how you're going to respond to what you're seeing. Does that make sense? All right. He has that ability, all right? Our butt's always in the right spot. Our butt's always to the hole, right? Boom, we got inside slide. We're good with that. We're going to pass off this twist. He is squatting for that twist very, very early, almost before Jackson is, okay? He sees 97 working back in. He's going to stop his kick slide right now. Settle, 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 settle. Boom, work back in. Get hip to hip. Get some good inside arm on my left or my right guard. Make sure we're sealed up. Boom, go take my slider. Go take my defensive lineman, I should say. Everybody's like, where are true reps of him pass blocking? There ain't a lot of them. I told you, they don't rush this kid. They know it's a useless cause. We're burning bodies. Now, I will say this. The only negative I have about him, do you see what we're doing right now? You probably can't. Let's go to the tight. Let's show you what it is. I do think sometimes he can get a little top heavy. All right. I do think sometimes we overcommit a little bit. We become a leaner. The good news is he is a surprising, and I mean surprisingly from a standpoint of when you look at him and then you look at a player like Monroe, you're like, okay, Monroe's probably a little bit more athletic. Monroe's off his feet constantly. This kid in 3 games was off his feet once, and it was because he got tripped. We got tremendous core stability is what I'm trying to tell you. So even when we get into positions like this where we are ducking our head, we're in a bad spot. He doesn't fall very often. We got a pretty good recovery rate right here because we got really, really good core stability, all right? But this is a quote-unquote bad rep for him, in my opinion, because we do get a little heady, don't we? We don't want to do that. We want to keep our head out of the block in pass protection at all times. I thought this was the most impressive thing, watching him over and over and over again. And the reason he wins most of his one-on-one pass rush reps is because of that offhand firing. That right there, okay? Again, I can't tell you how much it freaks those guys out. That's like a big red alert button that sounds the alarm. When we, beep, 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 we got to start all over, okay? The moment we stab that guy, we win. You can almost see his pad level immediately start to raise up, and now he's trying to work hands. Buddy, you're still 4 yards from the quarterback. You're never going to get there. All right? Now, I know it's quick game, but I think he wins that rep if we sit back there and Hail Mary that sucker. Okay? And I was telling Jonathan, he's got really, really good bull awareness. He understands, okay, that guy's in my chest. I need to get both my feet out of the ground, and I need to get them back into the ground right now so I have good hip engagement. See how his hips are engaged again? Now we're in this locked out position, buddy. Your momentum is cooked. This note says chasing the cake. Do you know what that means?
Chasing butt?
No, dude, he's chasing the pancake. You got to chase the cake as an offensive lineman, dog. You got to chase the cake. Go chase the cake right now. Chase the cake. Whoo! Buried. You know what I mean? Follow the ball, chase the cake. Them's the rules as an offensive lineman. If you are not a ball chaser, if you don't show burst, I ain't drafting you, okay? Now, I know he looks like he's just leaning on that guy. But that's the point. We lean on folks as offensive linemen. We're going to lean on them for 4 quarters. Okay? Same thing here. Look at the burst right here. Where are we at in the football game? You see where we're at?
Late fourth quarter.
Late fourth quarter. We are up 3 with the ball. It's time to finish, ain't it? It's time to finish with everything we got right now. All right, let's see what we got from a finish standpoint. Let's see if we burst to the football after the football passes us, Jonathan. Let's see what happens here. Get up to the second level, create the block, burst to the ball. Burst to the ball. Now, here's why it's important. Let's count how many offensive linemen in a great offensive line room, by the way. Really, really heavily coached by their head coach and Alex Mirabal, one of the best offensive line coaches in the sport of football. Let's count the bursts. How many of these guys actually burst to the ball? Because I think there's 1 of 5. I think he is 1 of 5, okay? Get the crease out block, boom, burst to the football. Anybody running like him? The answer is no. Now, why does that matter? Well, we're up 3 with 2 minutes left in the football game. Jonathan, what happens if that ball pops out? And what are they trying to do right now as a defense? They're trying to punch the ball out. They're trying to get it back, okay? So we need to pursue the football. The last rep I got here of this Ohio State game, we might watch one more depending on where we're at on time. But I love our finish, right? I love our finish. Late in the fourth quarter, that dude's giving everything he can to stop this run play, and we're going to accelerate our feet through the echo of the whistle and move this pile for the game-winning first down. Okay? Boom. I think we could be a little lower here, Jonathan. I think he jacks our shit up. Okay? Boom. He's underneath our chin strap, isn't he? All right, we got to collect this, accelerate our feet, and move that pile, which is exactly what happens. Boom. First down, Miami wins the football game. All right. Watch him versus the best, right, Jonathan? I think Colin Simmons would probably be the first or second edge taken off the board this year.
Yeah.
Like if you were in this draft class.
Oh, I know. I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This kid's a freak. This kid's 6'3", 240, runs like a deer. I bet he'd be a top 5 back in college football if we made him a running back. Like, he's that athletic and that twitchy and that freaky. All right, so let's see what Monroe's got for him. He's over there at left tackle. Just to let you know, Monroe Freeling, 6'7", 320 pounds. I believe ran 4.96 in the 40. This is as high of a metric score from an athletic standpoint in the testing that we can possibly get. Now, here's what's very, very confusing to me about Monroe Freeling. If you've ever played football at a high level, you'll hear this right here. Great athletes stay up. Great athletes are always on their feet. They're never on the ground. It's really perplexing with an athlete like Monroe Freeling because I told you, from a raw RAS score, whatever you want to use, there is no more athletic specimen than this. He is one of one from a height, weight, speed standpoint. But the tape doesn't say we're that athletic. The tape says we're constantly falling down. But I think it's because we play a little too hard. I think it's because we play a little too aggressive. I think it's because we try to play over our skis a little bit too much, like this rep right here. We just talked about getting to the hip, right, Jonathan, on double teams, or getting hip to hip, or getting to the hip of the down lineman. This is the definition of it. We're 6'7", and we're going to play at that pad level. We care about pad level. We do, and I love that about you. That's where movement comes from on these double teams. But here's the deal. If we're going to play this low, we better be able to get our feet back up underneath us without falling down on our hands like we do right there. Now, here's what I also love about the guy. Some magical way, we're going to get our ass up out of this position, stand right back up, and run our feet. Now, it helps he grabs our face mask and pulls us back up, but we can't be in those body positions. Do we understand? We have to get to that hip, get our chest back up, put the linebacker in our pocket spot, win the rep. All right? But this first play of the game, we're setting some damn tone, aren't we? I do appreciate that about him. I love the fact that I know you love football. Same thing with Francis. There's a couple of tackles in this draft class that I think you're just good at it. I don't think you love it. I think you're good at it. I turn this kid's tape on. I know he loves football. That's important to me if I'm drafting NFL guys, okay? Now, this rep right here, okay? I want you to break his arm or reset your hands one way or the other. I think our hands are outside of his framework, all right? If he shucks us good enough, we're going to get called for a hold, aren't we, Jonathan? Because we're outside the framework of his arms. We are on his shoulder pads right now. So we have to do one of two things. We have to get our hands out and reset them, or we got to break one of these arms over the top and then reset a hand. We got to reset our hands one way or the other, all right? And he fails to do so and kind of gets walked back. We talked about bull awareness a little bit earlier, right? I don't know if he recognizes bull rush until about right now. And now we're getting walked into the quarterback. We can't have that happen. All right? Got to have a better anchor and a better awareness of when that guy is keying to a bull. We need to get both of our feet out of the ground right now, get them back into the ground, roll our hips, and stop that momentum. Okay? And we never really do that, do we? Reset the hands, reset the feet, get into a winning position. Okay? We are a strong-ass man, though. I mean, a strong man. This is called a collect, all right? I'm going to call this a collect. We're in, not scan protection. We're in slide protection. Everybody's sliding to their left. We're play action rollout. Do we see that as an offense or a class here? Okay. Now, 8 is technically our responsibility if he fires off that edge. Put us in 3 real quick. 8 is technically our responsibility if he fires off that edge. We've got C gap and beyond, Jonathan, meaning our gap to our left and beyond. But what's number 8 look like he's about to do? About to drop. Okay, so as he's about to drop, and I see that, I got my good right hand on number 40 right here, Landon Jackson's brother Lance. Okay, now I'm going to take that guy with my right arm, and I'm going to collect him. I'm going to snatch him as hard as I can over into my work in case number 8 wants to work back into Micah's work. Okay, I got to take his so I can free him up. Do we all see that? Watch this collect from number 57. Watch how violently we snatch this guy over, and now we've got him contained. Watch it full speed, and you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Good length, snatch, collect, finish the rep. Make him run the hoop. We got a touchdown. When I realized, I should rather say, that this kid was a very special mover, it was very early on in his career when you realize, like, first of all, he's 6'7". Okay, 6'7". He's not 6'5". He's 6'7" and a full 6'7". So to be able to play at that type of pad level, right? And to be able to have the bend to get down up underneath him and uncoil our hips, that's flexibility, right? It's why you're going to hear me talk about this dude's mom being a yoga instructor. And everybody's like, who gives a damn? I do. He's 6'7" and he's not stiff. How's that happen? He's been stretching his whole life. He's got good ankle dexterity. He's got good hips. He's got good knees. Okay, this is important if we're going to be 6'7". And we're a finisher too. Okay, we're gonna block to the echo of the whistle at all times. I love how his midline's constantly in place. He's got good structural integrity with his body lean. Okay, and that's really, really important because as the bigger and stronger these guys get, the better our body positioning and body composition better be. Okay, see how we've got good inside lean at all times, Jonathan? He works back outside. We still got good inside body lean, meaning all of our pressure is on that inside quad, and we're kind of sitting on it like this. Because where's the quarterback? He's directly behind my right butt cheek right here, right? He's directly this way. So I better keep that good inside body lean and make him run through my body, all right? Or around my outside shoulder, and if he does, we're going to make him run the hoop, okay? That's why length matters at this position too, because once he locks you out, it's rep over. Okay, Zachariah Branch. Okay. Don't be over-aggressive, big fella. Don't be over-aggressive. I think do they flip us over here? Yeah, they do. They flip us. So we're over here at right tackle now. We got tackle over, and we look very uncomfortable doing this. Okay? We look very uncomfortable doing this. We have to attack his upfield shoulder. We have to know, very similar to what I was talking about with Francis, right? We know the concepts. We know what we're doing. We know Ernest is pulling. We know it's truck toss into the boundary right now. So if we know he is pulling, what do we know this guy is going to do? He's going to recognize pull and start to work across our face, right? So we better take an angle anticipating that movement. And if he wants to work to our inside, that's fine. The ball's going outside, right? What he can't do is cross our face. So we have to take that approach. I don't think he's ready to do that. In fact, when we make contact, y'all can't see that. The defensive lineman's head's over here. We're over here about to fall down. Okay? Can't do that. Boom. Can't do that. Got to stay up. Look who ultimately makes the play, right? Yep. It's the guy who Oscar's supposed to block, but Oscar's busy cleaning up our work. All right. Why do we get to the hip, Jonathan? Why do offensive linemen talk all the time about getting to the hip?
Easiest way to move them?
Yeah, it's where you bend. And if it's where you bend, it's where you're going to move. If I get you into a strong position and push you on the shoulder, you're not going to move. If I get you in a strong position and push you in the hip, you're going to do this, and then you're going to move. Okay, so that's why it's important to get there. Watch him right here at left tackle. This is what it looks like. Okay, get to the hip right there. We're going to cave that SOB. He's going to fall right up off his feet. Okay, because we got to the hip. Boom. Good job. Another textbook second level rep right here from Monroe. Very akin to what we saw from Francis. Go put them in your parking spot, get up underneath his pads, and go finish. Okay? Climb to that second level with a good wide base. Unzip those feet. Put them in your parking spot. Square them up. Don't pick a side. That's the number. I don't call players soft. I don't. That's not what I do. But if you go approach a secondary linebacker as an offensive lineman and you're doing this one, yeah, you don't like that smoke, all right? This kid loves contact, Petey. What's our play? Where's the inside zone? Yeah, split zone. Huh? This just says F yeah. I don't know why, but it just says F yeah. That's why. Because we're finishing, right? This is a position of strain. If I turn your tape on and you are not straining, meaning I ought to be able to see it, you're just not. I'm not going to take you. I'm just not. I want to see you efforting at a high rate every single down, okay? We lost him on that clip, but you saw it from the wide, okay? Got to go finish. Now, it's another one of these reps where I think this is the difference, in my opinion, between where Monroe's at and where my OT1 is, okay? This anchor awareness, this recognition, oh crap, he's trying to bull rush me. I need to get my feet out of the ground, get them back in, and roll my hips and stop this bull. We don't quite have that general awareness right now. Now, we're a lot younger in terms of playing time than Francis. Francis has started every game he's been available since day one as a high school or as a college prospect. Monroe only got about, 20 of these? Yeah. Only got about 20 of these starts, okay? So, boom, right now, he's working through our inside pec. He is approaching us with pressure and a bull. We got to get our feet out of the ground and not this walk back technique that we got going on right here. Do you see how our feet continue to flutter and get pushed back? Boom, 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 boom. We don't want to get walked like that. The moment we recognize he's attacking my chest, feet out, feet in the ground, hips roll. We see that? Bull hop is what we call that. And you watch Francis and these great tackles over and over again. Right now, bull hop. You know what I mean? Feet are getting out. They're not doing this. This is a loss. This is a win, okay? It also doesn't help we overset him a little bit, Jonathan, and gave him our inside chest. Yeah. Okay, we gave him an inside pathway to the quarterback. Now, I did watch him after one of the players that I did not like at all, okay, because I didn't think he was trying very hard. Again, back to the discussion, I do not draft players who don't love football on the offensive line. I wouldn't do it. We got to love this shit. We got to eat, sleep, and breathe this stuff. We are way, way, way over our skis. We're out of control. We're about to fall down. You know what? We're trying really, really hard. You know what I mean? And I'm okay with that. But I would like us to get a little bit more under control when we go to the next level, okay? Sundays are tough if we're not on our feet. Mm-hmm. This says sorted that really, really well. That's why length matters at offensive line as well. We can ride them and deliver them longer on twists and stunts in pass pro. Meaning as this defensive end goes to cross our face, okay, because we do have a 95-inch wingspan, right? We have much longer time to ride him, deliver him to the guard, and then get back out to our responsibilities and then make that guy run the hoop. You see that? Mm-hmm. So length does matter. It's not just, okay, you're not going to get your chest touched if you have long arms. That's not the truth anyways. We have to have good technique to avoid that. But it does help to have longer arms. We're more in contact for longer. And you can see the foot fire here. We move really, really well at this size. All right. So this is a good rep of him actually resetting those hands like we were talking about a little earlier. Our hand placement on the initial snap, not very good. Do you see that right hand is on his back right there, Jonathan? We are not in a good spot. He's actually going to reset his hands and now make Colin run the hoop because, again, we're 6'12". We're a very large football player, very long football player. I love the kick out there to him, swallowed the space. He's trying to work inside, all right, and we reset our hands to run him around the hoop. Most important thing against the speed rusher, Jonathan, do you know what it is? Get to the spot. We got to get to the spot. We got to beat him to the spot so he can't run our hoop. You know what I mean? If we don't kick out to him, we're going to shorten that edge, and he's going to get to that quarterback with a tighter bend. So we got to get to the spot first and then get our hands on. All right. Now, this is one of those things that, what is this rep on here for? Oh, got some shit to him is what the notes say. We lose this rep, but we win this rep because we just finish. You know what I mean? We overset him. We give him an inside move. All right, we're trying to rush ourselves to the spot. He works an inside move, but the rep is not over, is it, Jonathan? If I finish with effort, I might have a chance to win right now, especially with a quarterback that's constantly getting out of pockets. Thank you, Nate. It's the effort that counts, right, Jonathan?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the thought. It's the thought that counts. But I love 57's willingness to compete. All right, even when I'm beat, I'm going to fire my feet and I'm going to finish. Damn, that Anthony Hill's freaking good.
Yeah, he is.
It was one of the best plays from a linebacker I saw made all year. When you see this from the wide, it blows your mind how much ground he covers. What am I? Oh. Now, this looks bad, all right? But in my opinion, this is on the center, okay? Now, we have a 0 and we have a 4-eye, and we're trying to run counter tray back this way, meaning we're going to pull this backside guard. He's going to kick. The tight end's going to wrap. Now, do you see where Juan's eyes are right now, Jonathan? Mm-hmm. They're on that nose. He's supposed to have that nose, which means we're supposed to work all the way back to this 4-eye. This tackle is supposed to pinch and then hinge back for Colin Simmons so he can't run the hoop and chase this down from the backside, okay? Here comes our pinch on this 4-eye. There's our pinch. Now, center, what are you doing? Where are you working? I don't know. I don't know where you're going. You're supposed to do basically what Monroe's doing right here. Provide body presence for the 0 and work your ass back to backside B gap, because this 4-eye is probably coming into B gap right now. We do have outside presence right here, and this guy is pulling. So this guy's going to respond to that. That guy's going to respond to the guard pulling. We got to go. All right, we got to go, center. Now we got a 4-eye standing there naked in the backfield. I don't believe we're leaving this backside end unblocked.
I don't think so.
We call that all the way back. All the way back. This note just says, Bud, stay up. Stay up, Bud. Where are we at? We're over here left tackle again. Why are we? Oh, no, we switch. But we are not comfortable over here. All right, at all. It's just very similar rep. We're going to go in down there and we're going to fall over. Buddy, he's right there. That's yours. Stay up. Drive that dude into the echo of the whistle. We slip right off and fall over the trash. All right, so here's the coaching point on this one. I think we end up chest over toes and we lose our ability to tighten our core. When we get to, we just get snatched a little bit. Actually, I think it's because we stand up. We're too high right now, right, Jonathan?
Yeah.
We have no bend in our knees. We have no bend in our ankles. We're standing all of 6'7" right now. When we're standing straight up with a guy like Colin Simmons in front of us, probably going to get snatched down. That's exactly what happens. But at least he's trying to dig that guy out and not just inside arm hook him. We know we hate that. All right, here's one play I did want to show you. Last two, and then we'll move on to Iheanachor because I think we're already over an hour. All right. I love this, okay? I love that we are athletic enough to get into these positions. You know what I mean? We are a low man right here, okay? We push that guy all the way across the face of our guard. We're powerful with our hands. See the movement we create on 44 right there, getting to his hip, and then we get up to the linebacker. Now, what I would like is our head on the outside shoulder right now because we know where the ball is going, right? Pretty sure it's split zone, okay? See that tight end working back, Jonathan, for the end man on the line of scrimmage over here? Split zone. If split zone cuts back, it's going to cut it back off of our butt, right? So as the tight linebacker starts to work across, he's working across for the ball carrier. We've got to have our head on the top side, but it doesn't matter. Okay? Doesn't matter because we moved the 3 technique as much as we did. And this note just says, hell yeah, 57. Hell yeah, 57. Yeah, that's what we want. Mm-hmm. That's what we want. This right here, we used to have a lash push count. Meaning like you're an offensive lineman, you're engaged with the defensive lineman. You get that little last shove. the last shove right before the whistle almost always instigates a potential 15-yard penalty. Almost. They don't like it. They don't like getting blocked, and then the whistle, and then, one of those, that immediately sparks back one of these. You know what I mean? Now the referee's got to come in and warn Colin about, hey, let's listen for the whistle. Let's pay attention, okay? Those things wear on you, right? The more and more we play football, the more and more we realize these types of things, they wear on you. I love our effort here. Look how far downfield we are chasing that safety. Now go get him. Go get him. Go get hands on him. God forbid Gunner breaks that tackle. I think this is what strain looks like on tape, okay? To me, this is what strain looks like on tape, okay? This is him the whole time. He gets lost in the sauce over here on this tape, but you tell me if there is ever a moment, Jonathan, where we take a single millisecond off on this play, or are we driving and straining and echoing through the whistle? Last shove. Yep. Last shove, okay? Love last shoves. Last shoves is all about offensive line play, all right? Now, I want to show one clip because I think this defines him in terms of, damn, that kid loves ball. You got three of them. All right, here it is. All right, so this is like, where we wait late in the fourth quarter, beating the hell out of Alabama as an offense. Yeah, 7.5 minutes. We finna put the ball in the scoring position again on this butt. All right, 3rd and 11. The old treacherous screen pass is called, all right? Everybody hates the damn screen pass, but here it goes. Bubble out into the flat. We got it licked. Where's number 57? Let's go back to the start of the film. Watch this guy, this entire rep. All right, watch him. When I see things like this on tape, all I can think about and all that is affirmed to me is just how much you love football. We jump over one dead body, our guy's going to score. We go jump over another dead body, our guy is scoring and celebrating. We're going to make sure this dead body knows we in that ass today, son. You know what I mean? I love a guy who loves football, brother. Now go celebrate with your teammates. Now go over there and get some hats on, some red hats. Love that. Watch it from the tight. Just keep going. Just keep going. Run. Pursue the football. Run, run, run. Dead body 1, dead body 2. All right. Max Iheanachor from Arizona State. Now, this is a kid that I don't believe played high school football, played 2 years of junior college football, played 2 years at Arizona State, and is now about to be a first-round draft pick. So when I tell you that, just know that, like, of all of these players that we're going to watch, he's probably got the most room to grow. You know what I mean? We're barely scratching the surface of what we're going to be. The other thing you should know about this dude, massive calves. I'm talking about the biggest of calf muscles you'll ever see in your life. And you can see it on tape. Look at this dude's build. Look at that. You know what I mean? Look at them thick old calves on that boy. All right? We're about 336. I think we're the perfect blend between, damn, Francis looks damn near 350, to damn, we look like we're playing basketball on grass. The feet twitch like that as well. All right? Now, who are we watching them against, Jonathan?
Texas Tech and David Bailey.
David Bailey, right? And we know on this channel we love Romello Height on the other side of the football as well. They got two really good edge rushers. They got a good defensive tackle. It's good tape to watch, all right? So here we go. First rep of the football game. I think this is a dub. This is a dub versus David Bailey in a pass rushing situation. We can already see the feet fire. Amen, Jonathan? Yep. The other thing you're going to notice about this guy, all right, because he is so athletic. We saw that one kick back on the off the line of scrimmage where we fire our elbows back. Watch it, Jonathan. All right, boom. You see that one? All right, then the rest of the way, because we're so explosive in our lowers, our feet, our hands are going to stay nice and docile. All right, they're going to stay nice and in the pits, ready to strike when they need to strike, not when they should, okay, when they need to strike. We're very, very patient with our hands. You see that? Look how patient with our hands we are. Now, why does that matter? I talked about it a little bit earlier. Guys get freaked out when we reset their timing. We're either going to be an independent hand striker or we're going to be patient, and we're going to strike when the time is to strike, okay? There's multiple ways to skin a cat, if you will, all right? And this guy, I'm going to tell you right now, he going to make you run around him. All right, we're going to get to the spot effortlessly. We're going to have good, fluid, twitchy feet, and we're going to block you with our feet and our body, all right? Run that hoop, son. Run that hoop. All right, it says damn good rep. Eyes, hands, lean, anchor. All of it. Eyes, hands, lean, anchor. All of it is a really, really good rep right here from this right tackle, okay? All right, here's what I'm talking about. Here we go. We got Romello Heights standing outside of us, right, Jonathan? In a bunch stacked, okay? That defensive end is going to drop out immediately, and where do our eyes go? Okay, our eyes are on our responsibility. He's got bad body lean. He's bailing. Boom. I snap right inside. Now, we got a defensive end working his way out. What do we have to do? Get back inside of him, right? Get good body lean back on him. So watch 58. We're going to work, snatch him, get back inside where we need to be. Now, what's he have to do to get to the quarterback? He's got to run through me. So what do you think he's about to try to do? He's going to try to run through me right now. So what do I need to do? I need to anchor, which is exactly what we're doing. We're prepared for the anchor. We have good anchor awareness. We're not getting walked, all right? That big fat boy wants to come out here and rush the tackle. He ain't going to rush me with speed. He's going to try to rush through my face. So it's a good rep right here from 58, all things considered, right? Eyes, great. Body lean, great. Anchor, great. Boom, boom, boom. You can see it when we full speed, when our butt engages, we start to squat, right? We had an offensive line coach that I listened to last year on my pilgrimage talking about bring your belly button. Bring your belly button. Snatch that belly button to him. I used to hear coaches talk about bring your hips. And the coach felt like that took us out of bad spine alignment. We stood straight up instead of kept that kind of curve in our core, you know? And then if I tell you to bring your belly button, we kind of do it that way instead of doing it that way. It's a nice little screenshot for you guys. I'm 4 plays in and the notes just say twitchy MF or I'm falling. I'm falling. I don't know why I chose this rep. Is this me coaching him up actually? Yeah, this is. Hey, we got to be more vertical here. Got to be more vertical here. All right. We're working with this tight end up to number 10. Do you see this, Jonathan? Mm-hmm. Us two, it's called a tray. Us two are working up here to number 10. Now, we're running wide zone and we're pulling this backside guard, okay, or this front side guard. So what do you think the people in front of us are going to do, Jonathan? Start going to the outside. Yeah, you're damn right. They're going to start scraping this way. That's why we have to be vertical through this down lineman. If we start to work this guy this way, none of us are going to get off to Jacob Rodriguez, and he's going to run to the rock, which is exactly what happens. We can't have that, all right? The way to avoid that is to be vertical through the down lineman, okay? Get north and south. Do not try to create an east and west track. Now, this starts for us as a tackle right in our first footsteps, really our second step, okay? You see how that second step is on the 45? It's moving more towards the middle of the field, Jonathan? That second step needs to be vertical right through the crotch of that down lineman. Okay, see how we're on his inside foot? We need to be PSD, pecker stomper drill. We'll stomp right on that pecker right down his midline and work vertical through him, okay? I show you that because I think we fix it a little bit later. This is where my twitchy MFer note came in. Ooh. Watch these feet, Jonathan. Watch how quickly we stomp down. 335. Yes, sir. Just catfish bellies on them calves, though. It's huge. Now, I think this kid's a difference maker in pass protection. We got a whole lot of room to grow as a run blocker. I think I need you to show, I think my notes right here say, I need you to show the flashes in run game as you do in pass protection. As a pass pro guy, I mean, it is borderline flawless, all right? But as a run rep guy, we're not really doing it, okay? Here we are, right tackle. They're trying to run, halfback or jet, okay, to the right. It's supposed to be outside zone footwork, Jonathan. We are attempting to achieve the upfield shoulder of the down lineman, okay? We're over here at right tackle again, okay? We need to sprint our ass off to the upfield shoulder of this defensive lineman. Again, we know the play. We know what is happening. We know we're bringing jet sweep, so we cannot be surprised when David Bailey, who, by the way, is standing straight up, wants to work his way across our face. We have to run, go now. It's actually not David Bailey. It's 21. I don't know who 21 is. But we got to go. We got to go right now to that upfield shoulder and seal him off. Could you imagine if we actually got here, and sealed this off and worked up to a double team, if our free running back had a chance to pick up this safety? We got tremendous numbers right now, right, Jonathan? But we don't. The ball carrier ultimately has to settle down and get tackled by our guy because we can't get to the upfield shoulder. Do you see how we almost have a gather step right here? We're working laterally, but we gain no ground vertically. Do you see that right there where we're kind of just like almost sliding out to him? No, we got to go sprint through his upfield shoulder and dare him to undercut us, okay? All right, now, this is what it looks like to be bull conscious, right? Have some anchor awareness. When do we need to apply that anchor? It's really, really important against great pass rushers, all right? Here we go. Boom, this guy's gotten to our chest. We're going to get our feet back out and get him back up underneath us. You can kind of see it from the tight right here, all right? I'll put this in nice slow-mo. It's a great shimmy right there from Romello, all right? When you shimmy as a pass rusher, I'm kind of having to do this as well. And then, you hit me with that long arm stick right to the chest right here. He's in our chest right now, right, Jonathan? Watch Iheanacor's, watch Iheanachor's feet immediately come out of the ground, boom, back in, and now the momentum has stopped. Has the ball come out? Yes, the ball has. All I'm paying attention to right now is when are we aware that we are compromised from a bull standpoint. He is. The feet get out. We get back up underneath. And now we're in a position as the ball comes out to actually set our feet back into the ground, roll our hips, fire our hands, and stop that momentum. Okay? Bull awareness. It's very, very important. You know who's going to spin? David Bailey. David Bailey's going to spin, and David Bailey is going to win. All right? David Bailey, this is the number one thing that he does. Now, I'm very curious to see if this is going to apply on Sundays where going into this game, anybody who's scouted this guy knows he's going to spin. Number one pass rush move, he's going to spin. So when we get to the league, does that kind of get nullified because we study a whole hell of a lot more? We identify tendencies a whole hell of a lot more. We're better at stopping these things at the next level. But, yeah, he going to spin and he going to win. I would count this as a win if we were doing anything other than, quick game for the offensive tackle. Okay? He got to our hip pretty quickly and is going to ultimately turn that edge. Now, my indication that we're spinning or at least working ourselves back outside, Jonathan, as a tackle, would be knowing and feeling that this 3 technique is working out. So we've got to get hip to hip right now in case they're twisting. But the fact that both of these guys are rushing right now into B-gap would tell me that somebody is lying. Does that make sense? They're not going to rush 2 guys into the inside B-gap. That's not how that works. So as I feel that, I should kind of know, all right, well, somebody's working back out, right? And whoever's working back out is mine. I better start working out now. The feet look like they're in fast forward over here, okay? When I was watching this last night, I almost felt like we were in like a high-speed mode on the film because those feet just the entire time. I mean, we're even in a bad spot right here. I mean, that's not good positioning. You know what I mean? But we're going to get our feet back up underneath us, and we're going to get into a good spot. That's a winning spot. This is not two steps before. We're cooked. Correct ourselves, get our feet back up underneath us, and lock it out. Boom. Athleticism wins the day, Jonathan. Athleticism will always win the day. Now, this where I was like, okay, you might have a little more power than I realized. This is Lee Hunter in here at this 2-eye position right now, Jonathan. I think highly of Lee Hunter, don't you? I think we might be one of the best defensive tackles in this draft, especially where in college football last year. We finna grab that butt and snatch it and just pull it over to our right side right here. That's all left arm, Jonathan. That is my left arm getting to that chest plate right now and just saying, come here, and snatching him back over to our outside body lean, which is where we need him. We need him right there running through us, right? It's a very similar look to we saw on that 4-eye click we saw earlier with our 9 dropped on us. Let's get our eyes inside, collect our work. All right, coaching point here about rushing. Now, this is really hard because David Bailey's really, really good. All right, but, okay, it is very important. We're a little too patient with our hands right here. It's very important that if a guy is trying to speed rush us, we stab his outside pec as a tackle, okay? We're kicking. He wants to run the hoop, stab his outside pec, all right? We have to get there. If we don't, if we land our hand on his inside shoulder, he is going to turn, bend, dip, and rip and finish on the quarterback. But if we get to that outside pec, he can't do that. All right, if we get to that outside pec, he gets kind of turned into this position instead of staying down here into this one. Does that all make sense? Okay, now this rep we're going to see. We don't stab it, we kind of land it and place it. He's been our hoop right now. We're cooked. All right, he is just going to finish and get to the quarterback really, really quickly. Now, we're doing a good job of efforting to the echo of the whistle and running him past the spot and giving our quarterback a chance to actually move up in the pocket. But this is a loss, all right? And you'll see why as the film study continues. As we get on further into this game, he starts to really, really get to that outside shoulder and stop that speed rush from happening, okay? This is a really good redirect rep right here. Really good redirect rep. You can see how he moves, how good he moves, all right? We got a defensive end showing outside speed rush, and he's going to try to jump in and get us. Nope. Good redirect, run on your feet, finish the rep. That's how it ought to sound with the feet. Like that. Raleigh Brown, score that damn ball. By the way, this guy, I watched this guy for like 5 games because I couldn't stop. This Jacob Rodriguez kid, every time he's anywhere around the ball, he gonna do that. Mm-hmm. He's gonna punch that shit. All right, let's go to play 14, and then we'll wrap up our offensive line film studies for today and call it a day. Talked about outside pec, right, Jonathan? Now, this isn't Bailey, but this is the same speed rush that this guy's trying to give us, all right? Kick, stab to the outside pec. Now we win, all right? Now I'm going to squat this thing down, and I've got an opportunity to stop him from actually getting to my upfield hip, okay? The only thing I would tell him is I do think we are a little too patient with our hands. I mean, we'll keep them in the, what do you call them, the holsters? We'll keep them in the holsters the entire time. Hey, baby, flash some. Now, that might be because we're just not comfortable doing it yet. But again, we're a very young football player, whereas some of these older guys that we're going to watch, have been playing tackle for a long time. They're independent hand strikers. They flash. They try to reset timing, right? I talked about that earlier. The earlier we flash hands, the earlier they start their counter pass rush moves. It's all hand fighting nowadays. So the earlier we can start that hand fight, the more he's worried about that hand fight, the more time it's going to take. Time is king. That makes sense? Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you hit that thumbs up button. Love you. See you later. Bye.